Hello, welcome to Wrexham Glyndwr University. My name's Stephen Clegg. I'm the Assistant Registrar here at Glyndwr, and we're going to do a few questions and answers on the Welcome Week for new students coming in. Joined by
Caroline Wedley, Student Information Manager, also at Wrexham Glyndwr University.
So we've got our social media team with us here today who will be checking the incoming questions. So please feel free to tweet them at Glyndwr Uni. Use the hashtag #AskALecture. But we've got a few questions that we've already received, so we're going to start with those ones.
Okay, so the first question that we've had today is from someone who's already done their first year on a psychology degree at a different uni, but they're really missing home at the minute and thinking that studying here at Glyndwr, a little bit closer, might be better for them. They want to know if it's a hard process to switch unis and would they have to repeat the first year that they've just done?
I can answer that one, I think. Switching universities is not a hard process, no. They'll just be treated like any other applicant to university and go through our normal admissions process. It may be possible to join the second year of the psychology programme. We have a process in place at the university where we recognise prior learning, we know it as RPL. There's some forms to complete where we match learning you've done at another university to the learning you would have done here. We have lots of students that come in at year 2, year 3, so we're well used to dealing with that kind of situation. All you would need is a transcript from your existing university to bring along with you.
Okay, great. Next question is from someone who's looking to enrol, and they're looking to do a fine art degree in September. They want to know when they'll get their timetable.
Probably one for me again. We're hoping to make timetables available in August. We're in the middle of working on them at the moment with our various academic teams across the university. We've put all our timetables online, and there is a link from the Welcome Week website. And we'll also put notification out via social media, Twitter, Facebook, etc. once the timetables are available. The timetables are constantly being fine-tuned as we make little adjustments to room sizes, etc. So all we'd ask is keep checking back right up to the day you start with us, just in case anything has moved. But we're hoping from August timetables will be available.
Great. Just following on from the previous question, someone has said that their friend started uni last year and they said that enrolment was a really stressful and long process. They're getting a little bit worried if that's true, so they want to know if there's anyone who can help them with the process when they get here.
Yes, of course. We'll email beforehand to request some pre-enrolment data, which will help you qualify for an enrolment fast pass, which will make the process a lot easier. We're also going to open a pre-enrolment help desk 2 weeks before enrolment for anyone who needs help completing the process. You can either pop in or phone us up and we can do it over the phone with you. If you click on the enrolment button on the Welcome Week web pages, there's more information there, or alternatively contact SPC, Steve's team, or SDS, which is my department.
We can put those contact details in the comments below as well at the end, just for anyone's information. Another short question, when would someone need to enrol by? When's the cut-off point for enrolment?
You need to enrol as soon as possible, so we will send out, as I said before, an email for pre-enrolment data. As soon as you've done that, that does qualify you for a fast pass. You will be allocated a time slot on your enrolment pass that you bring with you to the enrolment event. You can enrol during that time slot and any time after the time slot, but you can't enrol before it, I'm afraid. But you do need to enrol as soon as possible to enable you to have IT access to student funding, etc. So as soon as possible.
Okay, great. Next question from someone who's starting a business course in September, but they're worried about not fitting in as a mature student. They'd like to know if there's any events on before the course starts so that they can get to know people.
I can tackle that one. Please don't let being a mature student worry you. We have a good percentage of mature students here at Glyndwr University, So there's likely to be lots of people in the same situation as yourself. There is a series of events that the Student Union are running during the first week. All the details are available on the Student Union website, which is www.wrexhamglyndwrsu.org.uk, and again we can put the link in the comments below to the website. The Student Union want to point out they don't just put on events for 18, 19, 20-year-olds, they try to cater for everyone, and given we have a huge range of age students here at Glyndwr University, please be assured that there'll be plenty of events on and plenty of chance to meet other people.
Okay, great. Next question is from someone who's not applied yet, but they're really interested in studying nursing as one of our new courses coming in September. Are they too late to apply? What's the process for them?
No, they're not too late. The new nursing course is popular, so I'd suggest kind of making an application sooner rather than later. There isn't an official deadline, but essentially once the course is full, we're not able to offer any other places. They can apply at the moment through UCAS or via a direct application. Again, the details are on our website in the How to Apply section, and we just encourage, given how popular the new course is, if you are keen, sooner rather than later would be good.
Okay, great. We've mentioned the enrolment process already, but someone's asking at what point do they get their student email address? Is that when they enrol?
When they enrol, yes, yeah.
So they can get that as soon. They don't have to be on campus to do that. That's
The student email address will be available when the student enrolls, yeah.
Okay.
So but they have to enrol in person,
okay.
yeah, before that's allocated.
Right. Next question. Someone who's worried because they've never been to a big university campus before, so they're not sure they'll be able to find their way around. They want to know, will there be any clear signs to direct them when they get there in the first few days and they're not quite sure where things are?
In short, yes. As well as signposts, there's lots of staff on hand, particularly on the first day, 25th of September, but then throughout that week there's lots of people on hand who will be there to direct students, walk them to the relevant place, give them advice, guidance where needed. Obviously a friendly bunch who work here, so please don't be intimidated coming to a university campus. The campus is not massive, it's fairly easy to navigate its way around. So it's not designed to be an intimidating place for new students, and there'll always be help on hand.
And we will have campus maps available as well. So.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, next question. Someone would like to know if there's a quicker way of going through the induction process on the day. So they're asking if they can flag up the fact that they've checked in online ahead of induction.
Yes, as mentioned before, if students provide the pre-enrolment data, this will qualify them for a fast pass for enrolment. We will allocate a time slot on the pass that you bring to enrolment, but by providing that data to us ahead of arrival, it will speed up the process.
Okay, great. Question from someone who is a Welsh speaker. They would like to know if they can fill out all their induction forms in Welsh and whether or not there'll be people on hand to answer questions in their first language of Welsh.
Yes, we have Welsh forms. We have all of the forms available in Welsh or English, and we do have Welsh-speaking staff available to help, and they will be available the whole of Welcome Week. If you let us know in advance, then the pre-enrolment email that we send out, we can actually send that out in Welsh.
Great. Someone who is starting an art course in September, obviously most of their course is based at the Regent Street campus, and they want to know if they need to stay there or do they need to go onto the main campus to complete their induction.
So they'll be starting at the main campus first thing Monday morning, Monday the 25th of September. They'll be heading to the main campus along with all the other students from Regent Street. There's a couple of general talks and sessions we have for the students. Later on that day and later on that week, the majority of time will be spent down at Regent Street, but essentially start at the main campus, and then we'll provide all the information throughout that week where they will need to be.
I think we've got a question from Gemma on Facebook. She would like to know, will we be informed when we have to enrol, and is that when we'd get our student number and ID?
Yeah, so you'll get your student number and ID on the pre-enrolment email request that we send out to you. That will have your personal student number and a password, but you will need to enrol in person on the allocated time slot on your enrolment pass before you have access to all of the university IT, etc.
Just another question that's come through now on Facebook. As well as the administrative side of Welcome Week, will there be support in terms of accommodation and finding out about clubs and societies?
Yes, in short, yes to both. One of the first things we'll do during the Monday is all students will have a talk from our support services and the student union, where they'll be able to say what's going on during the first week and what's available throughout your time in Glyndwr University. We try not to bombard students with too much information too quickly, so we're trying to concentrate on what they'll need kind of as a matter of priority. But yes, there'll be plenty of chance to find out what the student union are offering, what social events are available, what the support services offer and where they can be found.
And if there are any specific questions about accommodation before a student arrives, they can contact accommodation services now, and there'll be somebody there able to help.
Okay, great. Next question. Someone is asking what's the latest that they can join university. They're still undecided whether they want to go into full-time employment or go down the higher education route. So what support is them for their decision?
I don't mind.
We can accept students up to a little bit after our official enrolment period. We don't want to leave it too long because obviously teaching starts the week after the welcome week. So the longer students leave it, the more formal teaching they will miss. However, if you're still undecided, we'd encourage students to get in touch with our admissions team, talk through various options. You could get in touch with, or the admissions team could point you towards the programme leader for various programmes if you needed a bit more of a chat, a bit more of an understanding of what the course involves, how intense it is, etc. So yes, you can enrol a little bit afterwards, but we can't leave it too long afterwards.
Okay, great. We've had another question through. Somebody says that they're only really interested in Freshers Week, so they want to know if they can just skip the registration process and then come to university when lectures start.
Unfortunately not, no. The registration process is all part of becoming a student at Wrexham Glyndwr University, and every student has to enrol for each academic year of study. You can speed up the process, again, by providing the pre-enrolment data. If you don't enrol, then unfortunately there's no access to IT, student funding, so you really do need to complete that process as soon as possible.
Great. Someone looking to start here in September, who is a mum with 2 kids, she's got no way of arranging childcare for them on the days that they need to register. She wants to know if she can bring them with her.
Yes, of course, that's no problem at all. Alternatively, we will be open until 7 o'clock every evening if that helps. But if you've got any worries or concerns, then contact SPC, who'll be able to help you further.
There is another question, and this is actually coming from a student that's coming in from overseas, and they're worried that they might not actually be able to make it in time for Welcome Week. Is there a different process for enrolling overseas students?
There is a separate process for overseas students. The best advice I can give is if you can't make it for Welcome Week, then let us know as soon as possible, and then we can arrange for somebody to meet you and go through the induction process when you do arrive.
Okay, great. Another question similar to the one that we've just had. Someone wants to know what if they fall ill around induction time and they can't make it.
Again, similar to the student who's coming from overseas. If you can't make it for induction week, don't worry. We can enrol you once you feel well enough to attend at the university. You just need to let us know as soon as possible. So contact SPC, Student Programme Centre, and let us know.
And your programme team should be able to fill you in on anything you missed during Welcome Week. If you missed all the sessions that were on, the programme team, they're used to dealing with this kind of situation, and they'll be able to make you feel settled in as soon as you can, once you are well enough to join the programme.
Okay, great. I think this might be the last question, but finally, someone would like to know if there are any talks happening where they can find out information about support services and meet the people who run them.
Yes, that's one of the key things we do during Welcome Week. All the new students will have a torch from our Vice-Chancellor, our Academic Registrar, our Head of Student Support Services, the Student Union President. As I said before, we try not to bombard you with information because there's a lot to take in during the first week. But yes, you will have the information you need, and we'll be able to point you in the right direction where more information is. There's a dedicated area on our website which deals with all the support services. It provides contact details, open hours, etc. So we encourage you to check the website, but you'll also have that information during Welcome Week.
Another question that's just come in. I've read that I won't have access to my student loan until I've enrolled. Will there be someone there to provide more information about how I can actually apply for this when I arrive?
I would advise that you put an application in for student funding before you actually arrive here. Student funding won't be available until you have enrolled, and even though your student funding letter may say that your funds will be available from the first day of term, that isn't the case, unfortunately. Once you enrol, your money should be in your bank account within 2 to 5 days, but please have your funding in place before you arrive. If not, we do have a team of staff that could help you to complete the application.
Okay, great. I think that's all the questions we've got today, and that's fine.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for the questions that come in. I hope we've been able to field them as best we can. We do have a dedicated page on our website. The URL is wgu.ac.uk/Welcome Week, and there's also a hashtag that we're using for social media, which is hashtag welcome2, as in the number 2, WGU. So it's hashtag welcome2WGU. We're excited to see everyone in September, looking forward to the start of the new academic year, so thank you very much.